Welcome to the Business is Pleasure podcast. We are both the co-owners of the Clarendon Trading Company. My name is John Francis, and this is my rib, my main, never an appetizer, Colette. So one of the major reasons why we wanted to call this Business is Pleasure, because one, you should always do what's pleasurable and turn that into a business, and two, you should never mix the two. Business and pleasure should be separated. But of course, we don't listen to rules. So we decided to say, fuck it, and start a business together. So every Monday, what we like to do is sit down and have a strategy session, how our whole week is gonna, or I guess like just really go about and like what we have planned and just really figure things out, you know what I mean? Because with myself, I'm extremely systematic. I'm not someone who's like overly spontaneous that can just, oh, well, I guess we'll do this and, oh, we'll figure it out on the way, you know what I mean? And I guess you're like
that too. The same for myself. I'm detail-oriented, like goals. As you can see, my agenda has like lists and bullet points, and I like to cross things off.
Nice.
I like to cross things off when I complete them. It's like really important to me to do that. So yeah, this is just one of our tabs on our list of things to do. So we always have strategy sessions every Monday, so we figured we might as well videotape them.
Yeah, just document it along the way. I think that's really important too, right? Again, it goes back to us being systematic. It's like seeing how we were previously and then fixing things along the way and then jotting things off.
Yeah, and we've been watching Gary Vee a lot. And we've learned a lot from Gary Vee in terms of like how to be systematic and like do things and set goals and document things and make things like information just more accessible to people, because that's also really important too. Like in this day and age, like I'm sure everyone can name at least like 5 people that they know that are starting their own businesses as well, or already have their own businesses, so it's fairly relevant.
Oh, 100%. And I think in terms of like our own business, right? For 2017, like what did you think were like some of the highlights or like some of the major things that we did really well? And of course, some of the things we didn't really do that good with.
I think some of our highlights were events, so we focused a lot on our little rodeo, we like to call it.
So before Claude continues, I'll explain to you guys quickly what the rodeo is. So cowboys, what they would do, they'd go from town to town and do their little rodeo, I guess, or whatever.
Yeah.
Artists do it as well, and of course, like anyone who travels is essentially doing the rodeo. And we figured out for us to become more relevant with our audience, we have to find our audience and just essentially go wherever they are.
Exactly. So that's what we've been doing. I think for 2017, our strong points were definitely events. We got a lot better with just being more systematic with our social media, posting more frequently. We need to work on content. That's like our goal for 2018.
Nice.
A little bit better with our social media content, just to remain a little bit more relevant, and then our website as well. So some of the things that I wanted to talk about today, that leads us into the first thing that I kind of had on my mind, which was the website.
Yeah, yes, the website.
Don't go, ugh.
It's so true though, because like I kind of have a love-hate relationship with the website.
Yeah, we used to fight about this.
Yeah, all the time, like every single day. For me, about the website, is the thing that I love now about it is that it's extremely simple and it's straightforward, and on the outside looking in, it's 2 steps, get what I want, and I'm in and out. But one thing that I don't like about it is it's not necessarily the website's fault, because we haven't garnered enough traffic to the website as yet for it to be as successful as it can be.
Yeah.
But all of our social media apps kind of substitute the website in a sense.
Yeah, because like
stuff,
the thing about us and like our dynamic is like you're always focused on the money. That's all you ever think about. You're always focused on, are we making money? How are we making money? If this is making us money, cool. If not, it doesn't matter.
Saving money too. That's a major thing too. I love to like cut costs and figure that out.
Okay, yeah, but regardless, money.
Yeah.
Whereas like I'm more focused on like the appeal, like how does our business look?
Yeah.
How does our business come across? What's the vibe? What's the feel? What's the overall like ambiance that people get? And like to do that, yeah, social media is obviously important, but so is a website, because when people are searching through social media, what do they want to look back to? They want to link to a website to see that like the business is legit, or that the business is developing or growing or big in some sense.
No, 100%. So in regards to the website, like what did you want to do exactly?
I just want to figure out a way to. We kind of talked about this earlier in like just in reference to posting all of the items. So whenever, as soon as you take the photographs, edit the pictures, everything will be uploaded to the site. So which is fine. I just think like we need to make a schedule for like weekly like updates to the website.
Because what I was saying as well too is like when we go to the wholesalers, I don't want to take more than 3 days to get the items, take pictures, and then post them online as well, right? Because I think if we have a really high turnaround, that will help with our bottom line. Yes, I know I'm focused about money, but I think that's one of the major things too. If we can like be as efficient as possible when we actually do get the items. Because again, with last year, one of our major issues was that we'd be sitting on all these items, and we would take our sweet little time like posting stuff, or we would depend a lot on our events because we knew that our events were going to be really successful. So we just like we're not going to post it online. We'll just wait until we sell them at the event, right? And then, but in reality, it's kind of like taking away from us because like we're only using one distribution channel. We can be utilizing both, you know?
Exactly. We're just kind of being not like lazy, but we're trying to be efficient, but it wasn't working.
Exactly.
So
no, it was working.
It was working. That's the thing. Like, but that's the thing with events. It's so inconsistent, right? So sometimes it works. Sometimes it's an amazing event where we sell like tons, and then sometimes it's like not so great.
Yeah. But networking, those are our networking events at that
sometimes
point.
It's not so great where we're just like twiddling our thumbs, like you know. So we kind of can't really gauge for that. We just need to post everything. Obviously, sometimes we're going to be doing like double the work, but at least like we have the opportunity to sell that item either at the event or online.
Exactly.
So I think I like your 3-day thing. So what we should be doing is once we get the clothing.
Yeah, that's usually on Fridays that we go to the wholesalers, right?
Yeah.
And then by Sunday, everything should be online and done and out the way.
Yeah. So once we get the clothing by your 3-day thing by Sunday, you should have that edited and all of the items that we purchase, all the new items should be uploaded right away.
Exactly. So let's put that down then. The 72 hours turnaround.
Okay. 72 hours. Okay, so posting all the items online right away. I also think that we should be utilizing the blog section of our website a little bit more.
Oh yeah, for sure.
So we have all of the articles that we've made already. So we can be posting those to the blog section. Maybe let's say, what do you think, like once a week, twice a week?
I think once a week is fine because one, we're going to be creating our strategy session, which is our podcast. So that's one form of content that we're going to try to give to our audience, and then we'll have the blog as well, right? I think what we really need to figure out is like if people even want the blogs or if even people want the podcast, right? So like let's give it a couple months and let's see what people like. Especially
what people like.
What they really like.
I'm so torn sometimes between like I have this like, you know this.
You're always overthinking something though.
No, I'm not overthinking. Do not say that. I'm not overthinking. It's just I have this need sometimes for perfection, and sometimes it has a tendency to hold me back. But I'm working on it. I'm trying not to let my desire to be perfect in some aspects of my life stop me from doing things. But I really like whenever I'm not trying to compare myself to like the big like vintage sellers right now. But whenever I see their websites, I'm always blown away by like their photography and like the fact that they have models. I think our photography is great for like what it is, but like I'm always blown away by the fact that they have models, and I think like clothing.
We don't have model money. We do not have no model money. But go ahead.
I know.
But the thing is though, we have to be realistic in terms of like the resources that we have. You know what I mean?
Let me finish my thought. I think that it is something that we should work towards in the future.
Oh yeah, for sure.
That's all I'm saying. I'm not saying that we're a model company right now where we have the money to be paying. Because think about it, if we're trying to do a 72-hour turnaround, we go to the wholesalers every like
a week essentially, yeah.
Every 2 weeks. We hire models to come in every 2 weeks. Like that's a lot. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
like
it is.
It's a lot unless we were like stockpiling things, like doing a shoot once a month or like once every 2 months per se, and like literally shooting like 200 items all in the same day. So like, I don't know.
So thank you for proving my point that we don't have model money.
We don't have model money.
And it kind of makes more sense. I think like that's something that we should work towards, and we're gonna get there eventually, right?
Yeah.
But I think we also just need to like focus on the
What's
resources that we
working right
have.
now.
And to be honest with you, it's working just as good as it was before. Because remember, at one point we did have models, right?
Yeah.
But it's like, how often can we beg our friends to volunteer for us without them not receiving anything in return, you know? And I felt guilty too, like always asking them to like, hey, come all the way from Ajax to come help us shoot stuff. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So, and the thing I like about not having models, it helps with our turnaround as well, right?
Yeah.
Because we have the models, we have to set up the dates. Well, if they're not available on those dates, and then we're so dependent on them that if they flop, our whole day is essentially ruined, you know?
Yeah, and also the fit and the size too, because some things just don't work on some people, right?
Yeah.
Whereas
Exactly.
like if you just have like just the individual shot of the clothing, then you can work with whatever. You're not trying to work around the model and their body and whatnot. So
Exactly.
that works too. Okay, so we've kind of covered the website so far. So posting on all of our items online right away with a 72-hour turnaround.
Yeah, that's good.
And then posting to the blog section once a week. So that would include the articles,
Yeah.
video content.
Yeah, and also not even the blog itself too. Remember how we found like those different channels that we can distribute our content to? So like different Facebook groups, going on different forums.
Yeah, I
and
know,
things
but I'm
like
just
that.
focusing on the website right
Okay,
now.
okay.
Yeah,
Okay.
like we can get into that in a bit, but I'm just focusing on the website
Okay,
for
okay.
now. There you go. And then, so the next thing that I wanted to consider or like talk about more, because we kind of talked about this a little bit last year, was incorporating the influencers.
Yes.
To help us with
Yes.
our
Yes.
marketing.
Yes. I think that's so important nowadays too. But it's kind of crazy because like, you don't really see a lot of brands that become successful without having like a strong social media presence. And a part of that social media presence, like a prong of that, is having influencers to help push their brand and to make their brand, I guess, just more relevant within the demographic they're trying to get in contact with, you know?
Yeah.
So I've been sending a bunch of emails to like different people, but not necessarily as influencers, more so as collaborators with us, right? So like other different small businesses, where there's like YouTubers that are like doing makeup tutorials and stuff like that, and other businesses to like help us sell our items. We'll sell their items as well. So there's like so like we can both like bring value with one another.
Okay.
But I think that should be like the second aspect of our influencers is actually like, hey, here's some of our items. Do a review on it. What do you guys think? Like, you know, how do you like it? How's the quality?
Yeah.
So like, you know, so and again, like that's even more content, and that allows us to again remain relevant, right?
Yeah. And I think we should also take like consider getting like branded merchandise.
Branded. What do you mean?
So like if it's easier for like say like someone doing like a makeup tutorial to be like, instead of being like, oh like look at the link below for like the like I don't know vintage shirt that I'm wearing, it may be easier for them to be like just wearing like a Clarendon coat like
Yes.
logo
You know
what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
Not always, because I think it is nice to show like some of like the clothing that we do have, but also like
it makes it so much easier though for people to like know like Clarendon Code, like what is that? You know what I mean?
Yeah. And
instead
like,
of them having to actually search through the descriptions and everything.
and also
right?
we want to build up like our familiarity and like the number of times that people are seeing like our brand in different places. So like if they see that logo, maybe they'll be like online somewhere and then they'll see our logo again and be like, hey, like where have I seen that logo before? They're like, oh, that was this thing, like, oh, let me check this out because I've already seen this. Clearly this is something that's like up and coming or that like people are like looking at right now, right? So I think like that is something that we should take into consideration too. Like it'd be quick and easy, just like get t-shirts printed with our logo, which we already have, give it out for free, be like, hey, make a video wearing this.
But we also have to understand though is like, for us that brings value, right? But to the influencer that's wearing that, is that what they want? Do they want like a simple Clarendon Code t-shirt, or would they rather like one of the branded vintage items, right?
No, that's what I'm saying. Like we can do both. Like obviously, for sure, if I had to choose between a random t-shirt with a logo on it and like something cool from like the 90s or 80s.
Hey, our shirt is gonna look cool, okay?
Yeah, but you know what I mean. Like something that like is an iconic brand that people already know about, an item that we sell and feature, like obviously that would be more of an interest to me if it was the other way around. So like we can kind of give them both options and see what they're willing to work with, or see what's easiest for them. You know what I mean? Like maybe it's like a beauty blogger and they just want something simple. Like, you know, they don't want to wear something crazy, something branded that says Adidas all over it or Nike all over it. They want to just wear something a little bit simple, like a plain white t-shirt with a little Clarendon Co logo in the corner.
Nice. Okay, so I feel as if like I kind of already have my system down for influencers.
Okay.
So like every week I'm sending out a bunch of emails, getting in contact with people, just trying to again like to build like a collaborative relationships and everything.
So how often are you doing that?
Right now I'm doing it every Monday, Wednesdays, and Fridays, and I'm sending between 15 and 20 emails a day on Instagram and also on YouTube as well.
Okay. So do you want to just continue with that?
Yeah, exactly. Just continue with it, right?
Okay.
But the thing I hate sometimes is like when you reach out to people, and again it goes back to like embarrassing yourself. They slam some doors in your face sometimes.
That person that replied.
I asked the guy, I was like, hey, big fans of your guys' page and website and everything. Maybe we can team up and like bring value to one another. He responded LMAO. I was like, what? So rude.
Like not even at LOL. Like that would have been better. He said LOL.
Like, you know what I mean?
Like at least it's like ha. Like LOL is like a ha. That's funny. Whereas like LMAO is like
come on, man.
Like come on. Like that's just excessive.
Yeah. But I think that's one of the most important things about business. You cannot take it personally.
You can't take it personally. And like literally the only way to like get ahead in any area, not just business but in life, is just to put yourself out there.
Yeah, you have to embarrass yourself.
You have to embarrass yourself.
A lot of embarrassing
you have to be
yourself.
outside of your comfort zone. Like even us right now, like we're outside of our comfort zone. You know what I mean? Like doing this podcast, like
it's new to us, right? It's uncharted territories. So
it's definitely new. Like you just have to be uncomfortable sometimes, and that's how you grow.
Yeah, that's the most important thing, and that's the thing with our business too. Like we have to do things that make the business uncomfortable.
In order to grow. I mean? If we're comfortable, we're not growing.
Yeah, and I like the whole idea of like increasing everything that we do by 5%.
Yeah.
Like over 2 years, 5% doesn't really look like a lot, but compounded over 10 years, it's like 5%, 5%. That's incredible, right? So it's like constantly just trying to increase everything that we do, just by small increments, right? You don't have to like go all out all at once and everything.
No,
right?
and as long as you got skin in the game, like you're still in the game.
Skin in the game? What?
Yeah.
What is this? Who are you?
It's a podcast. It's a podcast. It's a podcast.
What's skin in the
listen
game?
to this podcast. I listen to it every morning.
Okay. What's it called?
It's called Robert Zink.
Zink. That's a cool name.
Yeah, Robert Zink. It's on my phone, the little purple podcast section on the iPhone, and I listen to it every morning, and they're actually really, really good. And he always talks about having skin in the game. As long as you got skin in the game,
you're still in it, man.
You're still in it.
You're still in it. That's what it's all
every
about.
Every morning, you gotta wake up, you gotta put some skin in the game. You can't just sit there and be like, oh, like I want to start a business, or oh, this would be a cool idea, or oh, this is interesting. No, you gotta put some skin in the game.
Okay.
You gotta put some.
I'm loving this right now. What?
You gotta put some skin in the game. You gotta put yourself out there. You gotta make some moves, take some action, take a massive action towards your goal. Sorry, I'm getting a little crazy now.
No. That's the passion, right? Because you care, like
I love it. I love it because at the end of the day, like you determine everything in your life. You determine where you want to go. You determine how successful you want to be. How not successful you want to be. You determine if you want your business to work out or not. You determine if you want to be into a certain career or not. Like you control everything.
That's true. Very, very.
You just gotta put that skin in the game.
Okay, so right now, I guess like under our CMS, this is like the more so marketing, right? Are there any other areas of the marketing that you want to focus on? Or like, remember, like let's keep it for this week, right? So we don't want to like overwhelm ourselves with too many tasks that we're doing. And then that's how we'll really fall behind, right? But again, we don't want to give ourselves too little work that nothing's getting completed.
So I think for this week.
Well, hold on. This is like everything I gotta do. Like, can you give yourself a task?
Come on, I am doing stuff.
You're giving me beer work right now.
I'll take over the blog section once a week.
Okay, cool. But how about writing blogs, right? Because I knew you had written some blogs, written some articles before and everything. How's that coming along? Have you been able to like continue writing articles or anything?
I honestly haven't written any more since I wrote them like last year.
Okay. Is that something that you want to continue doing? Because I think it would be really beneficial if we had as much content as possible.
Yeah,
right?
I think I want to see what we have right now and see the numbers, and then see if more is needed for.
Yes, more is needed. Yes,
you think
it is.
So?
No, I know so. Yes, more is needed. Because I wrote like maybe like 10 before, and I've already distributed those, right? But the thing about articles that I like though, there is no timeline on them. You know what I mean?
No.
Like you can constantly like recirculate them over and over again.
And also too, what I was thinking of, like we don't need to pressure ourselves to have like all of our own like original content. Like we're not like the New York Times or something like that. Like we don't need to have like article written by like Colette or John L. Like it doesn't need it. It's cool and it's authentic to have it like that for the majority of the stuff. But if we find like a really cool article about like business or about like fashion on like
we can create a dialogue around it
Post,
or something, right?
We can repost it or like you know what I mean, stuff like that.
Okay, so let's write that down as well too, right? So
Yeah.
like any articles that we see as well under the blog section of our website, like just create a link and bam, put it there as well too, right? But I think one of the most important things as well is about like creating a dialogue within your own community.
Yeah.
So I'm sure like we're not the only people that read information about like small business on entrepreneurship. Yeah, it may not be our own articles, but we can still like share those with other people that have interest in that.
Yeah. And then the next thing I wanted to mention or kind of go over was a new accounting platform. So this was just something that I've been kind of thinking about because I just think that the way that we're doing it now is a little bit has the potential to be like a little bit disorganized. Even though like we are really organized with it, there are some areas that I just want to like fix up a little bit.
For instance?
For just like the money going out to like different like consignment type of things that we have going on, or different business contracts that we have going on, like different percentages, like just to be more streamlined, to be more concise. So I'm looking at like a couple of different ones right now to see like which ones would work for us. I don't want to pay for anything, so I'm trying to figure out like one that obviously offers their services for free, or even if I could just find like a different like Excel template or something that could work for us.
Okay, so what do you think is the major thing that's lacking right now? Because I think for us is that like we have to like really be more on point with the accounting, because sometimes we'll go maybe like a couple days longer without checking the accountant than we should. Like, you know, like we'll have like 10 orders coming on Monday, but we'll ship all those orders out, but we won't put that in the accounting until Thursday.
Well, yeah, that's
You know what I mean?
definitely just me, like being more diligent and like processing things like when they should be processed or whatever. But I just think that there has to be something just more like streamlined and like systematic. I just need to. It's more so me that's doing the accounting. So like I just want to find something that's gonna work for us. That's just not, because I feel like what we have right now, it is working, like just the simple Excel spreadsheet and like.
Because I think the major issues that we face are more so like, again, like you're saying, like when we have to give a percentage back to like the wholesalers that we're working with, right?
Yeah.
And it's like, okay, like did this money come in yet? Like, are we still waiting on that?
Yeah.
So what I was thinking was maybe if we had like a separate spreadsheet for those guys. So anything that Klarna and Co sells, we'll leave that, and then anything that we sell with our other wholesalers, that would be on a whole separate sheet altogether, right?
That makes sense.
Right? And then,
I kind of already do that right now.
From the old one?
Yeah.
Also, when I used to do it, everything was just all together.
I do it like duplicate.
What do you mean?
Like I'll do it on the one that we have for us, and then I do it on the other one just for that person, and I update it and I send it to that person.
Oh, that their own little one that they have, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, that could work. Like, why not?
The reason why I do it on both is because I sometimes like I want to account for like I want somewhere to write like the shipping and like our percentage. You know what I mean?
No, I don't. I don't. I don't. And that's why I don't do the accounting, right? Like,
Okay, so there's a line for the total amount that comes in, and then they get their portion, we keep our portion, and there's a section for shipping, so that's all on ours, like all on our accounting. And then I take just the information relevant to them, so the shipping, the total amount, and what their percentage is, and I put it on a separate spreadsheet that they get.
Okay.
But the reason why I have it on both is because like I want to know I don't know, it just made sense to me at the time. But if you're saying that we should just put it all on the separate spreadsheet, then I think that
Yeah, because realistically, we don't need to worry about the expenses, right?
yeah.
And then like when you're going through their ledger, all of the other information isn't gonna be like confusing now. Like like our shipping and our percentages that are coming through. It's strictly just gonna be their stuff, and we could be like, okay, $1 is pending for X, Y, and Z.
Yeah.
Waiting for this to come in through eBay or through PayPal, or whatever the case may be. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It's having like those little notes that like, oh shit, like we're still waiting on this.
Just more notes, I guess.
Yeah, that's what I really think it is, right? And it goes back to like just creating a system that just makes everything a lot easier.
I think we kind of already talked about that before.
Yeah.
Okay, so those are all the things that I wanted to go over for this week. Anything else you wanted to talk about?
Okay, so our CMS, right? So basically what our CMS is, it's our customers, our marketing, and our sales, right? What's the CMS?
C is community.
Oh, community. I'm so sorry. Yeah, community.
That's why I always focus on the money.
I know. Fuck. That's why I have you, babe. That's why you're here to help us with the public relations and everything, right?
Yeah.
PR.
So C stands for community, and then marketing
and sales. Okay, and we've compiled a plan that we're gonna do with our community. We're gonna wait to share that with you guys. It's amazing. One hint is that we really believe in helping other entrepreneurs. So we're trying to figure something out on how we can do something like that.
It's a secret now.
Secret. And if you want to find out, you gotta watch next week or the week after.
Or the week after.
Right. And then in terms of sales, for me, one of the major things that I want us to continue doing is just like focusing on our different distribution channels. So it's like, okay, we have the bunch of apps that we're working on. We have the bunch of different groups within Facebook that we're doing. And now this year, again, like that 5%, it's finding other people to essentially help us sell the clothing,
Yeah.
Yeah, like this is essentially other resellers, like, you know what I mean?
And also one thing that I wanted to mention about the Facebook, I think there's a way we should really like search for more of like the types of groups that are working for us right now. So like more of like the streetwear groups, sneaker culture, hype beast, like those types of things. Search specifically for those and like remove all of the like
The excess
Toronto
ones.
buy sell like
Mom groups of fun.
Yeah.
It's like
Yeah.
dad get-togethers. Like
Yeah,
no,
like,
we're not doing that anymore.
those aren't working for us at all. Like half the time I look through, it's all like baby stuff or like stuff that people are selling for like $3. Like,
so true.
You know what I mean?
And I think that's one of like the things I love about business and hate at the same time, the trial and error. You know what I mean?
Yeah, but it's the fun part.
I remember when we were doing our our events initially, and we had this one. It was called Some Bonanza. And it was so bad. Like when you hear the word bonanza, you're like, oh crap, this thing's gonna be huge.
It was like a fun fair. No, when you're in elementary school. No, when you're in high school and elementary school, and they have that huge fun fair, and there's like they bring in like basically like a traveling circus to the school. They bring like a jumping castle. Yeah, there's like a jumping castle. There's like a popcorn cotton candy. Like there's like everyone that goes to your school counts people like in the neighboring like whatever community come out. So that's what we were expecting. It was like a huge like fun fair because they call it like some extravaganza. So we're thinking like, oh wow, this is gonna be pretty big. Our demographic, like probably like middle school, like high school kids, like it's gonna be great.
Yeah.
So and then we go and literally it's like people selling their garage toys, like literally like toys from the 80s, not even like the cool ones. And then like
and I think like the most like disheartening part about all of that, they all did better than us.
They all did better than us.
And that's what just killed
this
me.
lady came with a garbage bag full of toys.
Yeah, garbage
By
bag.
the end of the day,
Bam.
not one left.
I was like, yo, I'm in the wrong business, man.
Not one left.
I need to go garage sale hopping or something.
Not one left. But yeah, it just wasn't for us.
Yeah, and that's what it is, right? It's
Wasn't
like
for us.
constantly trying to figure out our demographics, seeing what works for us and everything, right?
Yeah.
So yeah, no, 100%.
Yeah, so I think that's one thing I'll put under for
The sales aspect?
yeah.
Yeah.
But
Because honestly, ever since I would say like April 2017, the sales has been fine. But I think for us to like bring our business to the next level, it's our content and bringing value back to our community. You know what I mean? And for us to remain relevant. And so like having the articles, having the podcasts, and just doing little things like that bring value to our community. That's one thing like we really have to focus on now, right? Because like if we just continue doing everything that we did last year without doing that 5%,
We're just gonna stay the same.
we're just gonna stay the exact same, man.
Okay,
Exactly.
so let's put up some deadlines for these things. So
Okay.
posting all the items online. When do you think you'd be able to post all the items?
After this, I'm actually just gonna go and finish editing the photos I took on Friday.
Okay.
Yeah, so that's all gonna be done, and then
Yes.
once our internet gets fixed, so Wednesday, so I can do it Thursday night. I should be free Thursday night just to get all that things.
We're going to the Cavs game.
Oh yeah, Cleveland game. Oh man, Saturday.
Are you sure?
Yeah, because I know we have to go for your family thing, right?
Yeah.
But no, we'll be fine. I wake up early in the morning, right?
Friday's our anniversary.
Yeah. Speaking of anniversary, guys, 6 years. I'm lucky, man. I'm lucky.
You are
But
very lucky.
I am. I really am.
And
I
so
really
am I.
Yeah. We're both good. We're good.
So Saturday?
Yeah, I'm gonna say Saturday. I have to study in the morning, so I'll get studying out the way, and then I'll just knock this out. It shouldn't take more than like an hour and a half, 2 hours.
Okay.
Yeah.
And also, I would like to learn how to do it too.
Yeah, because that would help me a lot too, right? And it would
Yeah.
definitely help the business too.
So posting for the blog section once a week.
Mhm.
So I think a good day for me to do that is Mondays.
Yeah, that's your days off, right?
Yeah.
And it's literally because remember we already have the content there, so
Yeah.
it's literally just transferring it. That's
So
all it is.
I'll do that Monday. What day is Monday? Yeah, fine. I got it. January 15th. Okay. And then, so influences, you're already doing that, so that's ongoing.
Yeah.
Accounting, I'm working on that tomorrow, so we'll do that tomorrow.
Okay, perfect.
January.
Yeah, maybe we can go over the accounting together and create maybe like if we need like new rows to be added in, so it makes it like a bit more easier.
Yeah. Okay, and then Facebook removes some of the random groups that don't work. We can both do that individually because we both have the groups under our own Facebook accounts. So I'll probably would do that Wednesday.
Okay, perfect.
When are you gonna do it?
I'll do it tomorrow at work.
Okay.
Yeah, I'll do it tomorrow at work.
So we'll put Tuesday for you.
Yeah, I'll do it tomorrow at work.
Okay, cool. So I think, do you have anything to add to this week's strategy session?
No, I think it's good, man. Like it was really light, straight to the point.
And
We
then
kind of
just-
had an idea
just
already
turn
what we
off.
had to like do and everything, so not necessarily. No.
And then just an aside, I signed up for the Toronto Vintage Clothing Show.
Nice.
So that's done, and then after our Wi-Fi is fixed up again, I'm gonna do the Hamilton Vintage Clothing Show as
Nice.
well as Sneaker Exchange or Soul Exchange.
Nice. And also, we gotta also think about SneakerCon in the Bay Area because that's coming up for April as well, right?
What's that, California?
Yeah, California.
Okay, so.
West Side? Yeah.
So yeah, well, let's look at our schedules and see, because I know SneakerCon's in March.
Yeah, March 31st.
Sorry, wait, no. Toronto Vintage Show's in March.
I already looked at everything, and it's literally back to back.
Okay.
Yeah, that's the rodeo starts right from March to December.
Yeah.
So you gotta get ready for it, and it's really about like just putting that skin in the game and just keep it going.
Skin in the game.
Back to that skin in the
I think
game.
that's the title of today's podcast.
Skin in the game.
Yeah.
Okay, cool. All right. Well, this is one of many to come, and honestly, I really liked it. It wasn't bad.
This is fun.
Yeah, it wasn't bad.
This is
our first
literally
one.
what we always do. We just filmed it.
Yeah, we literally just documented it this time, right? It wasn't.
Yeah.
It wasn't bad, right? So,
Okay.
cool.
Nice job.
Sick. Okay, and then I'll get up and cut this part out here.
I feel like the